Getting ready.
Here it is. Oh, we caught it right at the start. I love it. That's cool. All right, so we got Don. We got Nels and we got Pablo going into the first turn together. Pablo was definitely first in the lobby there with Nels getting on it. Boy, that's a tasty first turn there, isn't it? What was that? 15 wide there, I think.
Definitely. Great shot here. You can see everyone strategizing.
So for those that are viewing here, you know, when you see how people are lined up on the grid, it's who gets in the lobby first, right? So if someone, when we're creating this, because obviously it's not about, oh, I got to be at the front. Now, Grant, if you're at the front, you've obviously got a clean track right off the get-go, so you want to get in the lobby quick, so you're at the front of the grid. Obviously, Nels is like right on the button here, and Pablo was as well, so they're there. You haven't got to fight through the traffic, because that's sort of middle of the pack. That's feisty, isn't it, as we've seen? There's a lot going on.
A lot to be mindful, and you're checking your mirrors, looking at how to be, calculated.
Pablo's giving it some here, man. You might have been sipping some of that elephant tea, actually, when I went down there. He's on it. That was a pretty peppy start, that. I mean, that was... I think we got everyone around by the...
Here's the Zotac car.
Yeah, with Brandon and Don. Don's going for it.
Oh, took him on the inside.
Yeah, I think Brandon just, he just saw him. He just gave him a little extra space. I think Don as well is on a one screen. He may just have one, if not both, of the mirrors in. Got a little tap there from...
Oh.
Brandon didn't see the drain car there. Yeah, this is a tough spot for Brandon to be in here because you've got a good driver here, and whereas the other two guys he's racing against in the standings are up the road and just sort of pulling away a bit. Have a little look how much when we get the timing up. Bummer. So it looks like Ben in the D3 Transformer, in the red one, got taken out there. It showed on there that's did not finish. It looks like he went out with some pretty good damage. So,
oh wow!
I don't know if anyone in the team. I don't know if anyone in the team heard there. So that really, if we look at that, you've got, obviously a Swiss format again. It's 1-to-1, but whoever Ben was racing against just won that round, basically. So depending on who that is, that could play in pretty nicely. But when you look at the overall standings, that's going to help Nels because, he missed 2 races last week. Now Ben's out on this one. This is his first DNF. So that certainly brings that closer together a little bit and allows others to get in the mix.
Especially for the Zotac car, who's really stepped up this week in terms of positioning. And here's the Viva car.
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, Brandon's impressive actually. You don't hear much from him all week, but when you do, it's like bam. It's like there it is. Sneaks in, so like it. That's cool. Got the reverse cam going on there.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of hard braking. Looks like the brakes locked up a bit on it.
Off a bit too much speed on that S's. You want to kind of scrub speed off, but you want to really flow through those S's. It's quite a quick little complex that. You don't drive through it, you flow through it. Because you want the speed up on the exit as you come down the hill. into the outer loop. You know, you want, you know, coming into turn 5 there, you want momentum, not too much that rushes you out. Oh, this is a mega rank, some may say.
Absolutely. We got to get 1 mega in at least each race. That was
yeah. But this is good. Alessio's putting some heat on here. That's good. You see the stem cars in line, late break. Oof, this is that was nice. That was late braking at its finest there. And that was good from the stem car too, as you see, Carlos, like I was saying before, he held his line. You know, he just outbraked him, and that was a good pass, right? And all respect to both of them there, that was solid. Right, who are we in with it? Might be Brandon again, eh? Yeah, I think we're in with. Yeah, here we go. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
That is a full-flung, fast PC right there, isn't it? Just look at it. I love what they've done with the roof, you know, made it black on the white. It's powerful looking. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm sure we'll bring up a little bit of history later on. You know, I've been digging in the archives again for Ian, and I think we'll one of the cool things with this too is just seeing big brands on cars. You know, very clearly, Demcar, America Car, Transformer, Zotac, Audrain, Black and Gold. You know, really powerful messages, and yeah, I think as this flows through, you know, when you start to see the pre-qualifying rounds open up here in another week, we'll see what happens when we want to open that up. But when you start to see which drivers want to race with different brands and seeing how they can, you know, represent them is going to be really interesting to see. And you know, I like that. I like powerful brands. It reminds me of the old Group C days, you know. And you know, the little saying in England is Ronseal. It is what it says on the tin.
Haha. Here we've got the stem car. About a third of the way through the race. Final race of the day.
Scott's utilising every inch of the turn 2 then. Actually, sorry, turn 1, should we say? Yeah, I think when we start to get into seeing, maybe next week, seeing some of the drivers driving, as we saw Ben Pablo running last week. Scott's got a mega setup at home there in Scotland. And actually, I do need to, while I'm on air, I didn't know I was going to be doing this week, but for Scott and his dad there, you know, I did say last week that Scotland was in the north of England, when I actually meant Scotland is north of England. So, you know, we have family in Scotland too, and I know that Scotland is Scotland and England is England. So I want to just make sure we're clear on that.
Got to clear up that for sure.
Yeah.
Stem car taking some clean turns there.
Yeah, I had a good chat with the founder of STEM.org earlier this week. I got to catch up with him about, you know, his thoughts about the racing and how we're representing his brand, not only as a presenting partner but also as a brand on a car, as a team owner. And he was, you know, very happy with it all. And we started to look at how we can cross this into maybe high schools. So we have a high school division, high school cup. I'm going to let those K through 12 come in. And then start to have some of these companies almost mentor those younger ones. Hey up. Lacio, mate, what a hold, old boy. Wow. That was crazy. Okay, yes. That lost me train of thought. But yes, lost a wing mirror there. But anyway, they're overrated.
You know, I think... You know, tying back into STEM piece, really cool to see how, you know, this esports gives people the opportunity to learn and take that learning into the real world.
Definitely. It's I'm really excited about season two. I mean, it's good to start talking about season two as we're still in season one, because there's so much content as we're finding, and I know we're all the same. It's great to be able to capture all these nuggets now and be able to share them with people that are looking and exploring about why would I want my brand in this. What do I get out of it? I know we've really just started to sort of push the social media before. Man, Alessio's got some good car control here. I think that's being able to capture these moments now to let people watch it and then almost come back to all of us with some questions and what they've seen is fantastic. And I think really proud of the team, what we've all been able to put together here, and excited about it.
Definitely. I think one aspect that I think is really important to mention is that democratizes racing. A lot of people look at the barrier of entry into the sport and view that as a reason not to get passion behind it. And doing this is really bringing those barriers down and making it accessible. So kudos to you and Ian on the vision and executing on that.
Oh no, thank you. And like I keep saying, is thank you to you guys and all the team, because we've all made this possible from all our knowledge in multiple sectors. It's come together in a great big melting bowl here. And I'm just super excited with the younger ones that are able to, at a really tough time at the moment, to be locked up. I mean, like my son's age and those younger ones at school, all of us are all locked up. I mean, I just would be a nightmare if I was locked up like this. So I think to have this available to them, which, as I think is going to come out in the next series, is really how does learning, whether you're at school or university, position you for life. And I think this is something that me as a parent, and also when we're talking to other parents and other business owners of the parents and other business owners that have a big influence in, like you said, sustainability, or whether it's in education and inspiring the future. I think this platform here really does enable brands and families to see how you can mesh the two and be valuable. I love it. I mean, I'd love to see this where there's another level of racing where there's a classroom after that starts going through setup of cars for the next race, and obviously that's what Ian's spending a good bit of time on today, really looking at those options we all have to go forward. So I think it's super cool. And again, here we are 8 laps in, proper clean racing. That second place, there's some good stuff here, Pablo. Man, this could be I'm not going to jinx it. Just needs to keep solid here.
Pablo putting the team on his back.
Yeah, he's representing. He's like, well, Ben's not. I don't know if he knows that Ben's not in, but probably not. But this is good. We got Nelson, we got Pablo, and then we got Brandon's right in the mix again. That's awesome. And Don's there in 7th. Very good racing.
Yeah, this is coming into the back half of the race. I think things are going to get interesting.
Yeah, it's your mind definitely can get tired at this point in the race, especially if you're in traffic, as Pablo and Brandon are doing here. Now, obviously, Pablo is going to be feeling the heat a little more than Brandon is. Brandon is, having watched him now for a few races, he's working it out. All he's going to do is stay in the mirrors and wait for an opportunity. Pablo's going to be constantly looking in his mirrors, and if you're looking not on the track each time you make a turn, every turn could be a little mistake. So he's just got to keep doing his thing and let Brandon be better. That's really what you got to do here, is just let the other guy beat you, and if he does, great. If not, you're better. So it's this is some good stuff, and great camera angle. It's perfect time to use this. This is tasty. Yeah, let's see who's braking here.
You see Brandon in the back, waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, this is good. Carlos, just as we were talking about, obviously brands and teams and things like that, the black and gold team owner, Mr. John there, who owns the team, the black and gold team, talking to him yesterday as well about possibly making that a celebrity car for season 2. everyone's coming back with all these great ideas now. They're watching it, and I know John will be watching in Colorado today. I had a good chat with him yesterday, and was confident a bit to get in his sim, but we're just waiting on a few extra pieces. Things take time to get delivered at the moment with all this stuff going on, but you know, it's he's just wants to get it right. But definitely looking at this from how we can take that black and gold thing. Obviously, it was a huge era in our life, the black and gold, Lotus F1 team, and that concept and thing kind of carries on. It was at the forefront of marketing, and I think now we'd like to kind of look at that being one of those teams that does something sort of slightly different in this virtual space. So we'll see what maybe comes out of that in the next couple of weeks and into season 2.
Definitely, yeah. Love to see some of that history kind of unfold as season 2 continues.
Yeah, we got a pretty cool one. I think the 2 images that are coming up when Ian explains those, they both raced here at Watkins. So, you know, he's been here a few times with sports cars, Formula 1 cars, GT cars. I mean, this is such a historical track, Watkins. Actually, when we were there last year with Insperity, we took a VIP group there on turn 1 here as we're coming into this. You'll see the hospitality up there towards the right, and just looking down on this high part. So that hospitality there we had, they were watching, and Ian actually took them around the old track. So this is what is kind of known as the new track. They used to race down in the streets, and you know, wow, you were whizzing through Watkins Glen, which is, I think it's one of the oldest state parks in the country. I hope I quoted that right, but very historical place. And yeah, they used to race around the streets, and if anybody ever has the opportunity to go to this track, and they've got it all marked out, you can actually follow the brown signs and follow the old F1 track, and you think, what? People used to race around here? I mean, it's mad.
Wow.
It's a really cool place. Really cool place.
I just love the history behind it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a shame at times like this. You know, here we are enjoying these amazing machines and all this virtual racing, and it's really based on a lot of people, you know, that have developed all of these cars, whether it's these or any other car on a virtual platform. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of engineering, a lot of great drivers going through them, giving engineers feedback to make them so good, and then being able to share it to the likes of Microsoft and put them on their platforms, for us all to be able to experience it like this. But you know, you miss that, you know, when you go into a city and staying in it, getting into the culture. Actually, that's something we should make some notes on. We need to probably do a little teaser video of the cities we go to and the villages we go to. That's a shame. I don't know who that was there that spun. Who were we on with there? Might have been Pablo, wasn't it? That was a good change up of some positions there. We had a little bit of love going on there.
Yeah, we're coming into the final few laps here.
Yeah, we've got 4 to go. I wonder who that was that we just had that little spinner there was. Definitely was a change of position there. Okay, so I'm hearing that was 4, 5, and 6, Carlos, that I think might have just spent some positions there. So let's see who gets back on track quick here. We're obviously on with Pablo right now.
Pablo coming into the boot.
Yeah, it's funny this. It's there's a lot of different configurations on this track as well. You know, you can on the back straight 4 to 5, you can miss the inner loop. On the coming round 5, you can miss going down to 6 and 7 in the chute, and you can just go straight and hit where you would join 9 and 10. So there's it can be really, really quick with not many turns, but as we see, this boot really puts a boot in the racing, right? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's Sid giving it some.
We got the Viva car right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah. These guys. This is kind of where the racing's at, isn't it? These guys are. Yeah, it could be any what way around. It's. So we're in with Red Rum, Sid. probably hasn't blinked for about 10 laps with that guy in front of him.
There we go. Coming around the first turn here.
Tricky little turn, really easy to get on.
With the all-drain car here.
Good little angle, shows the track a little bit there. I like to see there's quite a few fans in the stadium. Good, some good view in here. Next project, got to figure out how each one of those people in the virtual stadium can have a camera in their home for our app. That's the next plan.
Definitely.
If anyone wants to throw any ideas out there, we're gonna try and crack that. It looks like Caesar Geezer had a bit of a moment and didn't finish either there, had another accident. I wonder if maybe we'll have to chat with the drivers. I wonder if this might be a bit of a Wi-Fi thing too. They might have just dropped out with Wi-Fi or...
Absolutely.
Like we need a Verizon again and get some Wi-Fi going on for these boys.
All-drain car holding it down in 10th place.
Yep, a little bit late braking there. It's easy to do, you know. You think, yeah, I've got some consistency here. Let me late brake it, and then you got another 20 mile an hour extra to get around the corner. You know, it's not going to happen. But
they come quick. Those turns.
It does, yeah. I love seeing that green, that racing green or drain car with all this greenery at Watkins. It seems fitting to our lean, mean green theme that we wanted to try and go for this week. You know, with looking at weaving in a little bit of the sustainability projects that are on, and you know, we put a great little article up on the Dawson Racing LinkedIn page earlier this week as well, when Ian did the first diesel at Le Mans. And then that quickly converted into a great investment group coming in and putting in the ability to do the first biodiesel ever to race. You know, that's kind of the stages we're at as well with the project for the hypercar and the hydrogen electric side of things. Everyone's looking at, you know, how to position that. And I think, yeah, if anyone's in that camp and wanted to read that article, that was something that Congress did around an oil company that had Jatropha, D1 Oils, I think it was bought by BP. They just came on and said, hey, we want to showcase our Jatropha, our biodiesel. Can you do it? And Ian was like, yep, let's do it. And then a couple of months later, here it was racing. So, you know, it's nice that everything people read and see, we've done it. We're not trying to do it. We're doing it. You know, and I think that's the nice thing with today is, you know, people are wanting to do something. It's a lot less risky really on these platforms because everything's going. You just decide if you want to put the key in the ignition and fire it up, you know.
Love it. Got two laps to go.
Look at the space in AA, Carlos.
Yeah, so we've got this car here in first place.
Nelson. So it looks like we're on the last few turns of the track here. We just jumped in with Pablo in sixth.
Pablo in fourth position. Yeah.
Done good here. I mean, this is
it's coming up on Brandon, I believe.
I think that's Alessio in that one. Solo Ale. Perfect. So now we're in with Alessio again, looking back at Pablo. It's good. Pablo's kept it smooth here. Obviously, earlier on in the race, Pablo was in front. So that's good, isn't it? I love seeing the mirrors get close to the wall. I think we've got one more lap here. Yeah, and the cool thing with this as well, for those viewing, is when the first one finishes as well, you'll see a checkered pop up where it sort of gives us a lap down or a time, or where it says there DNF or any of that. So like here we've got leader. So when he passes the start finish, that'll obviously go checkered, and we'll see that because we are on the whoa, here we go.
Oh.
Change. So that's Alessio. That's unfortunate because that was the last few turns. Pablo's up to 5th. There's patience, eh, Carlos? Eh? He'd almost let's just say. Right? Shame. Alessio was going well there. But let's see if there was enough damage to take him out, or if he can finish up in that spot. Let's see how that pans out.
With Ben up, that's a critical update for Alessio. If he can finish.
Yeah. It looks like he's moving because the foot is still, it looks like he got back on. Boy, that would have been out of the race in the real world. But he just hit everything, running around, got dizzy, took his head, got his marbles back straight, and went again. So yeah, it looks like we've started to get the first 2 finishing now. They're all coming through. Those on that lead lap. I think we've only got a couple on maybe a lap down, haven't we? I think quite bunched up. Yep. And you got it, bud. Give that wall a little kiss. Lovely jubbly. This is his last one here as well for Scott. And he's in 8th, crossing the line. So that's Scott done, and Sid line, same lap.
Everyone's pushing.
Yeah, I think that was solid. We've only really got the 2 Audrain boys, or we got Antonio to finish, and then Jeff, and we have a couple of guys that unfortunately got some damage there. And hey, Jeff, that is mega car control right there. I'm liking that power oversteer.
Got the America car.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Well, he gets on the power early, but he keeps it going. His hands are his finger. You don't get that steering. That is some good stuff.
Just a few more cars left till we finish.
Yeah, this is so great as well for America as well. I mean, they're absolutely exploding through America with positioning of their beverages, whether it's in Specs and Walmarts and things, and they've done such a great job with doing that. And I look forward to seeing more of this at the racetracks as well. But wow, that's it. So that was Carlos. There we go.
Yeah. Three races completed now. Completely different results for each one. Kind of as we close out race 3, what'd you see out there? What stood out to you?
Yeah, I think just a good movement of people. I mean, you couldn't say who's going to win. You couldn't say who's going to be in the first pack, the second pack, or the third pack. I mean, you've got a lot of movement between the cars there. As we sort of see a replay here, it might be Alessio. Yeah, it's Alessio in third. Oh, this was a big catch we saw earlier. But yeah, the standout, Carlos, just like you say, I think just great seeing everyone just get in that happy place and really just be consistent. Again, I love how respectful everybody are. I mean, even there, look at this massive spin, right?
Wow.
There's everyone was kind of, it's like they're already thinking ahead, so it's good. Good, really good racing. Good job to the boys. I don't know when they look back over the videos. Honestly, guys, really good job racing this weekend. I think there's a lot to build from, and I know Ian will be really keen to get back working with you again next week with the build up to round 4, which is Sebring. Oh, that's
Wow.
unfortunate. There, that's the one we saw earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just cut it just a little too
You know,
close there, and yeah.
yeah. I think overall we saw, people were definitely applying their learnings, getting their bearings right, getting acclimated to the track. Uh, the third race, we did see some did not finishes, which was unfortunate to see, but I think that gives everybody an opportunity to climb in the leaderboard and change positions. Kind of looking at our current standings, we could see that we've still got Ben in first, Zotac Car. Looks like Nelson might be jumping up in position. So overall, I think going into the fourth week, we've got an opportunity to see some things jiggle up a little bit, right? Move around.
I love a good jiggle. You got to jiggle it up. And I think, yeah, we've. I couldn't be happy with this actually. This was great. Last week, it was a tough track. There wasn't much opportunity for us to learn with that. I mean, they all had weeks to learn for round 1, and then like a couple of days to learn for round 2. This week, they're like, right, let's get on this. And I think certainly putting the videos up enabled them to sort of get in the cockpit with the cars and kind of learn, some of those different how to drive around the track has been really good. So yeah, definitely a really good week.
Absolutely. I think with one more week to come, gives everybody the opportunity to finalize their positions as we go into the fifth week. But really excited to see. And I'm excited to hear what Ian's been in their ear chiming about, right? What's he been telling them?
Yeah, and I know you're not going to let him off with the old car stories as well, right? So, I've given you some ammo, so the ball's lobbed up for you, Carl. You just got to prime him.
Absolutely. I'll take a lob any day, Um, yeah. Hey, Ian, can you hear us?
Yes, hi Carlos, Simon. How are you? Okay, it's been different viewpoint this week, so yeah, no, good commentary, and I think from our side of it, we've good work this week. I mean, if people are looking at this from outside, and we had no incidents really, nobody tangling with each other, um, other than the last race, everybody started and finished. I think that's a huge improvement. And it just shows you in this world today where, you know, Ben and Pablo and Simon and myself, we all got on the line with everybody and we talked through different situations. We found certainly the America guys. I mean, we're having a real hard time at Brands Hatch, but we found a little steering issue that they had and the way they were set up. Got that resolved, and I think they had a great solid 3 races here, which is, and it's good. And I think it's seeing now that learning situation where they've all been able to move up in a position. And when you look at the track map and you see everybody running, certainly the top 8 cars, all running sometimes a car length apart, I think that's exactly what we wanted to arrive at. So very, very pleased. And I think as we go through this first group, I think it's good to see Nelson up there. I mean, the fact we put a pro in the thing, and Ben had some. It was his bad luck week, I think, from that side of it, and that's what happens in the real world. Um, we saw Pablo coming up, and we've seen a great event here from Brandon, which has been nice. He's consolidated his learning platform, and that midfield group, with the midfield guys being able to all stay together and learn and run together has been, yeah, real good improvement. And that's what it was about, the learning package.
Definitely. I think, as these guys were in there and, you were seeing some things happen, anything stand out? Were you, calling anything out real time to them as they were racing these 3 races?
I try not to talk to them because, even in the real world, sometimes if you don't exactly know where somebody is, it can be actually more off-putting than anything else. I think what I did see here, and I think you've commented on it, is that most of them were able to really control the car, control the passing maneuvers. They were able to have patience, pick the spot when they wanted to overtake, and then make the move. And that is exactly what you want to see in the racing world. So I think, the whole STEM education program is working. We're teaching people, they're learning themselves from it. The fact they can run in a race, doesn't matter where they came from or what experience they had, they're actually learning, and they've all got something to look forward to every week to move up.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it on the head there. It's about applying those learnings. We've discussed that, but also lowering the barrier. For someone that's excited about racing and wants to learn it, this gives them a great platform to really, understand it, get more, more interest, and take that learning, and then eventually move into a program where they can get behind a racing team and do some of the things that you guys do in the real world.
Absolutely. And I think as we know from the brands that are supporting different groups here, that, they're also seeing exactly the doing business. You have to start somewhere, and you start and you build on that package. And, it was great to, and funnily enough, when Ben went out in the Transformer world, Pablo was able to pick that up. So that's a great bit of teamwork. It's good support. And I think we now starting to build something that will showcase what is. The first part was always going to be tricky. We're doing something very new here. We're doing it for different reasons. And I think now we're starting to see the message that comes across to everybody. And that goes through the things that we'll start to put through with our wearable transaction programs and the merchandise. So everybody starts to become part of a community that builds forward. It's, this is great. Looking forward to the next round.
Awesome. Yeah. In terms of, the things that we saw during the race, we were just excited about seeing people finish. As you mentioned, the last race was our first one that we didn't have any. We had a few people that had DNFs, but I think that's going to show up in the current standings and the leaderboards going forward. So I'm excited just to see how everybody gets a chance next week to really finish strong and close it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if they, you have to learn to win, you first must finish. And now we've got everybody finishing. This is really important. So that they've now got a goal to work to. They can see the cars in front of them. They know who they're racing with. I use that word respect, and you use it as well, is that they are all respecting each other's positioning. And I think the great attribute to everybody is that I didn't see anybody really take anybody off the track. The only times they went off track was when they made their own mistakes. And, that's something they can sit and look at on a rerun and say, okay, that's where I went wrong. That's what I got to fix next time. So I think huge improvement, big learning platform. Everything's great on a fantastic circuit where, we went through before. Watkins Glen, a lot of history, always worth looking at in your history books, how it started, and how it finished. So I think it's great to see that there was a lot of investment there a few years ago, and it's paid off, and it's a great spectacle.
Definitely. As while we still have you, Simon, any other comments around what you saw, what you experienced, and any feedback you'd expect your dad to be giving as these guys move forward?
No, I mean, I've obviously been very lucky growing up, being able to get this sort of information to guide me and get me into trouble and keep me out of trouble, or even more get me into trouble. But over the years, and it's honestly it's lovely to experience what everyone's being able to get given, buy in. And I think there's so much about different sports worlds and business worlds where we're just given a bunch of rubbish information because everyone's trying to climb up a ladder. And I think the purity of this that comes out, that everything is about people's growth, development, and education to be better. So it's I got nothing you know, obviously we all talk during the week, and you know, we constantly want to keep. How do we get better? How do we get better? How do we offer more? How do we do more? As we're trying to get through this, and yeah, I'm sure the guys are loving it. Ian, did the guys, were they talking to a lot on the Discord? Were they quite chatty this week?
Yeah, there's a little bit, you know, it's something, as we said, a lot of people understanding Discord as to try and work it out. And I think, you know, when I look at it, we've got a group of about, 10 people here in the back office, and some of us here that are talking, and we've got everything from marketing to IT development to, you know, all the skills that are required. And, you know, it's working extremely well together. And I think that is, you know, I more than anybody in the last 6 months to a year, you learn so much about what you've got to do to keep getting your knowledge base higher and higher and higher. And I think that's a great attribute to everybody, you know, that we've got working on this whole system.
Definitely. Well, Ian, thanks for chiming in, giving us some feedback on how things are going as the race director. Missed you sitting in the seat, but excited to definitely chat with you and bring you on this way. Definitely, we'll be talking here soon. So don't go too far.
Thanks very much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we just wrapped up our third week of racing. Super excited for our next week, but we've got some more stuff coming up. So definitely stay tuned for Pit Talk, which is coming up. But we want to give a shout out to our partners. You know, we've had some great sponsors with us, and you know, as part of this, STEM.org has been an amazing partner. As we've mentioned before, you know, STEM.org is they're presenting sponsor of the D3eSports Cup Virtual Championship. They're the longest continually operating, privately held STEM education research and credentiating organization in America since 2001. STEM.org is supporting the world's top brands, organizations, and thousands of educators globally. Huge shout out to STEM.org for being such a great partner. So we'll be right back with Pit Talk. So please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.